Good morning and happy Mother's Day for all the mothers out there, the grandmothers, the stepmothers, etc. And then in particular, I want to give a special shout out to mothers who have lost children, as I have. And there's always a special day about that. I must admit, my son sent me a most beautiful Mother's Day card, and I've already got a little nice emoji as well this morning. So it's nice to be remembered. But I also think it's nice for us to just spend a second or a minute to remember that are not with us anymore, because that happens often. Today, my topic for Sunday Thought is self-talk. I know that over the years, I used a lot of self-talk to create, to do what I had to do to support myself, in particular in situations that I might have been a bit nervous about or unsure about, etc. And this week, I had a couple of clients where I was very aware that the inner self-talk was not helping their situation, and that they have such a habit of running turmoil inside that they forget to go for the goal. Now, if you're a person who is into goal setting, as I've been for many, many years, if you're a person who wants to create a certain situation, but at the same point, life doesn't always give you, as I say, lemonade when you go to make it, Sometimes things happen over which we don't have control. But what we do have control over, or as I like to say, command, and we do have a command over, is how we respond. Because how we respond affects the next outcome of situations. And what I discovered for myself, as I say, many, many years ago, was how I think up here between the ears, as they say, is so important. Are you supporting yourself in your thoughts? Are you supporting the goal that you want to create in those thoughts? Are you doing what you need to do to get where you want to go? Or are you reacting because you're afraid, or you're not sure, or you put the blame on somebody else? I find so often people put the blame on, well, they are this, that, and the other. And I know sometimes it's the way we feel, and maybe that's correct, but it's about how are we going to respond to that? How are we going to take a situation when we're dealing with somebody who doesn't work or doesn't want to communicate, or just you feel blocked on all levels? How are you going to do that? What are we going to do? And it's really best to keep the self responsibility where you are responsible for you and how you are thinking and what you're doing and how you're creating that. It's one of those things that I think a lot of self-growth people talk about, but don't maybe follow up for the people that have gone through whatever program or moving on in the world. And as I said, it is something I know I haven't really talked about self-talk for. I can't even remember the last time I touched on the topic. I may have, but this week was the week for it. Now, most of you know I have not been super well since early April, and I'm still not 100%. So I've had to begin to do a lot of self-talk to get myself back onto my personal daily program. And what happened was when you're not well and you don't have the energy and everything seems to be in a turmoil, you get away from your daily habits. You get away from maybe whatever vitamins and minerals or other medications you take. You get away from things. You let them slide 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. Next thing you know, it's a week. Next thing you begin to have other complications come up, which those support systems, you might say, help you not to have. And then you go, oh my God, I forgot what this is like. Oh my, that's me. That's what I've been like. So I was drawn to self-talk because I need to keep myself back on track of my regular regime that keeps my health in the way that I want it to be. So it keeps me moving. It keeps me without pain. It keeps me alive. You can't always just say, well, this, we shouldn't be like that. But we are a product of our lives. And a lot of my ailments happened from when I was a teenager and a jock, played games, hurt my back several times, took falls. Think nothing of it because you're young and you bounce right back. And I was fine until I was 30. And then things began to happen. And 30 is a long time ago now. But anyway, what we just want to touch on is, how is your thinking working? Are you supporting yourself? You tell yourself what you want to hear? Maybe others tell yourself. I have and anybody's welcome to email and ask me for it. I have a list of personal loving self affirmations, and I can send you actually out. It's like I have them in CD form, but I can also send them out to you, and you can download them. Affirmations are really important if they're appropriate ones of support to yourself. And I just want to say this: the affirmation itself is not the real value. The real value of affirmations is what you say in your mind to contradict it. I learned, first of all, by saying, I love me. At first, I kept getting, you got to be kidding. Or really? Are you really lovable? All these kind of thoughts came out. And the key is my little freeze, evaporate, replace part, is you freeze, you evaporate that thought that negates what you want, and you replace it until finally. And then I have to tell you one more thing, is that I was really good with I love me. I was fine until one day I had my hands on my knees when I was saying them, and all of a sudden, same old not supportive answers. And I had knee issues. And since then, I had devised a method of where you touch different parts of your body and hear what your body says, because everything is stored in the physical body. So, affirmations can be very, very helpful if you're stating what you want, but please listen to what does not support it. Please listen to what your thoughts are really saying, so you can get on top of that. And it's not something you do once or twice. It is something that you go back and revisit. I have a set that I say, and that has helps. But sometimes when you don't feel well, you drop all these things. And then you got to work yourself back in. And that begins right away with the self-talk, going back to basics. Nothing like basics. Have your basic line of where you're at, what you're doing, how it works. I want you to have a great Mother's Day Sunday. I want you to enjoy what's out. We've had a couple of really nice days here, a little late, but we're having them. Today is not so great, but it's still warmer than it's been. And I also want you to remember that you're thinking, probably most of the time, just make their thoughts that want to support you in whatever you want to go. Thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for all those things that you do. And remember, Norma Talks is on Wednesday. And the new one, Mental Mind Treatment, is on Monday nights, live at 7. If you can't have it live, you still would like a treatment, please email me. I usually have now several that I can use. So please email me through my website, normacowie.com. And I will also give a treatment for them. Have a great day. Thank you.